Hello, PBL Matters. It's Lindsey Blackburn here again for another Teacher Toolbox, and we have a special guest today. Sara Lev is an expert in early education project-based learning, and she is going to talk to us about some of her past experiences and some awesome trainings and things she has coming up. So, Sara, it's good to see you. And happy Friday. It's Friday here for us. Can you start us with a little bit of how did you get going with PBL? How were you introduced, etc.?
Sure. So I actually didn't think I wanted to be a teacher. I was living in New York City and I was doing theater, and I started to do a lot of educational theater, and I realized that my favorite things to do in education were actually in theater, were actually around education. And so I decided I was doing some theater workshops and trainings with the companies that I was working with. And I decided to go to graduate school at Bank Street College in New York City. And Bank Street is a wonderful graduate school. And the Bank Street approach is essentially project-based learning. At Bank Street, I kind of transformed from I don't want to be a classroom teacher to, oh, I do want to be a classroom teacher if I can teach in this way. And I kind of never looked back. I've been teaching, I've been a PBL teacher since I got my master's in 2005 in early childhood education.
And will you tell us a little bit about the book that you recently released?
Sure. So I co-authored a book with my friends and colleagues, Amanda Clark and Erin Starkey. The book is called Implementing Project-Based Learning in Early Childhood, Overcoming Misconceptions and Reaching Success. And really the idea behind the book came from a workshop. You know, the workshops we were facilitating with teachers around the country, we heard early childhood teachers just reflecting on, they really wanted to do project-based learning, but they kind of perceived some barriers to implementation because of the age and the developmental readiness of their students. And we recognize that, and we kind of honor those barriers. They come from real places, but we also want to break down those barriers. So the book is really helping teachers to look at their assumptions, look at their perceptions of project-based learning in early childhood, and address those perceived barriers with resources and strategies and tools and research.
So obviously you have a lot of experience. And I'm sure you've incorporated into the book quite a few stories or examples of memorable PBL projects or moments or kiddos. Can you share one or two for us that really just tug at your heartstrings?
Well, sure. Actually, what I think is special about the book is it tells the story of just one project over the course of the entire book. The project is when my students, ages 4 and 5, designed their own outdoor classroom space. In the fall of our teaching year, I'd started a new program in transitional kindergarten in California, and I had this adjacent outdoor space that was empty. And I knew that a great project would be for the children to design the space in terms of what they wanted to do and learn and how they wanted to utilize the space. So in the book, we tell the story of how they had all these fantastic ideas from having a music area. We did a music study where they designed instruments to designing the layout of the space. They created a puppet theater, and it was a fantastic project. And I think another project going on right now, just because I'm teaching remotely, is our class just designed their own website this past fall as a way for them to get to know one another and get to build classroom community.
Great idea. It's been interesting hearing the switch that teachers have made, you know, going from like the outdoor classroom to designing our own website and the intricacies of changes going virtual. Have you felt there have been significant changes, or do you feel like you guys in early ed are kind of weathering the storm of being hybrid?
I personally have been so happy and surprised by what you are able to do in terms of projects remotely with students. And I think one of the biggest challenges that I really wanted to tackle was collaboration, like finding ways for children to genuinely connect and build and create. Right now, my class is about to finish our second project where they're creating their own podcast. They're recording podcast stories about outer space. And so that was the first time I really thought, okay, we can do this. Like our kids can actually write a story together and then record it together and all have a role. And so we're finding our way. We're finding our way.
That reminds me a little bit of the, I don't know if you've seen it, there's an expeditionary learning series of videos about snakes. The kids are working on a snake project, and I think they're in second grade. So you've got 4 and 5-year-olds.
I saw that. They're the song.
More impressive, but that's pretty cool. I have a 5-year-old right now, and he would love a project about space. That's cool. How do you keep up on your own learning about project-based learning? Like, you're a very busy person. I know you're a mom, written a book, and how do you even, what are your resources and strategies for that?
Yeah, I mean, I love, well, I'm a member of the faculty of PBLWorks, and I would say that's where I do my deepest learning in terms of connecting with my colleagues there. Just seeing, work from around the country. Of course, social media is a great place to work. To learn, and recent articles and books and things. But I think I do my deepest learning from just talking to other teachers and educators, and then I learn from other teachers all the time. So like even when we are able to lead trainings, like when we partner with PBLMatters and we get to meet educators from around the country, we just did a workshop for PBLMatters in early childhood project planning, and we met so many amazing teachers, and I learned from those teachers as well.
So cool. And that workshop was just last month, maybe?
Yeah,
and then
November.
You've got one coming up really soon, right? With PBL.
Yeah. We don't have one through PBLMatters, but we are we have our own kind of trainings that we're offering through our website, Early Childhood PBL.
Okay,
but we're
awesome.
Really excited to do, I know we also did a PLC with PBLMatters, and we've got some ideas for that coming up, specifically around how social emotional learning and voice and choice gets integrated into projects with young children.
Those PLC opportunities were awesome. One, because they were free.
And
yeah, it was a quick hour. I think some people feel like, oh, I got to commit to a book study. That seems really long, or like we've got these synchronous and asynchronous workshops going on, and that feels like a big commitment. But the PLC opportunity has been great, that people can just hop on, hear all the good stuff, and get going. And we also have your book as part of our book series setup, right? Yeah, yes. I think that's perfect if people want to really dive in. All right, awesome. So we always end our interviews with the same question, and it's purposely vague, and it is, why PBL?
Yeah, for me, since I work with young children, early childhood ages, 3 through 8, that's my focus. My mission, my vision, really my purpose is to empower young children to have meaningful learning experiences that foster independence and joy. And I think PBL is that for me. That is the way that young children can have ownership over their learning, be so engaged, problem solvers, and just a sense of real agency for young children, which I think is rare in education for them. And for me, project-based learning is it. So I really hope that teachers, school leaders of young children will embrace PBL, learn more about it, because it really is an incredible opportunity for young children.
Amen. Very good. Amen. Very well said. Yep. Thank you so much. Where can we find you if we want to learn more or follow you?
Yeah, if you want to learn more, go to earlychildhoodpbl.com. We have a website that has free project plans. We have blogs, monthly blog that highlights great work that's taking place all over the world, actually, in early childhood. And you can learn about me, email me, or my partners in crime, Amanda and Aaron.